Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good wherever you find yourself. This is IoT Tuesday. And funny enough, you're seeing a blank screen. Interesting. It's like, oh man, something just had to not work. So I'm sure you're just hearing the voice, but there's a blank screen. Please give me a sec. Let me reactivate this camera. Let me change this real quick. It won't look pretty, but wow, this is great. This is very, very great. There we go. Yes, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself. Welcome to another episode of IoT Tuesday with yours truly, Samuel Adrani. So in today's episode, we're going to be continuing from where we left off, which is part 2 of using the MXChip. Today I have some exciting. Thank you very much. Actually, good evening, Elliot. Good evening. Thank you very much. Good evening, Elliot, for joining. I have some exciting news for you. So today we're going to be doing part 2 of the MXChip setup. So we're starting a series where we want to set up an MX Dev Kit. If you don't know what it is, this is it. This is the MX, chip Dev Kit we've been using. In the very first episode, which was last week, we saw how to set it up, and then we started to set up our development environment to do the testing, right? And we had some hitches, which were really no hitches. There's some changes, but we'll walk through that as well. And then today I have some exciting news. I'll be sharing with you a new extension the team has been hard at work to make your life easy using the MXChip. I'll share that extension with you today, and then you can actually go and download that extension. It's in Visual Studio, and you can do that. If this is the first time you're joining us, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, hit the subscribe and the bell, and so that we can help grow the channel. But as usual, before we do it, let's go for our montage. When we come back, we're going to have fun, and please start sharing. Tell your friends we are live so they can join us and also have some fun. We will be right back. Stick and stay. Awesome, we are back. So we're back. Yes, truly, Samuel Adrani. Don't forget to connect me on all my social media platforms. Same as Adrani everywhere. So last week we started setting up this little nifty thing, the MXChip Dev Kit. Right? This is the AZ3166V1. For those on Instagram, this is it. This is what we were setting up last week on the show. Now we got to the point where we had connected it to Wi-Fi. We saw how easy that was, and then the next thing was to set up an environment to test it out. Now, and if you missed that, subscribe to the channel somewhere here, and then you can watch that, so we can be progressive. So again, just public service announcement. We're planning a road tour with the MX chip. So if you find yourself in University of Ghana, Ashasi, Academic City, Ghana Telecom, ATU, KNUST, I believe it's Kumasi. Unfortunately, we'll probably just end in Kumasi for now, but we'll see. We can extend that. So we'll be coming your way with the MX Dev Chip. We'll come to you with a series. Depending on the numbers, we hope to give everybody a copy of this kit, so that they can literally, you can literally use to learn. So that's just it. And to make it easy, we're introducing to you our how do we call it? We're introducing to you our extension, right? But we're going to recap what we did last week, and then we'll show you our tooling, what we did. So let's go here to the desk. And if you're joining us on Instagram, thank you very much for following. The action is happening live. If you want to see my screen and exactly what I'm doing, you can join us on, you can share it, share the love, spread the love, so that people can also, enjoy what we're doing right here. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to switch to the desk so you can see my workspace, and let's go ahead and open Visual Studio. So like I mentioned, so for now, I'm going to open a very new, let's open a new window in Visual Studio. It's opening in here, but I'll bring it here so you can see that. Thank you. So this is just, we've set up the Azure IDE pointed to all the necessary, stuff. And if you remember, we were trying to set it up in, in the Azure IDE. So you did Control Shift P, and we were trying to use this, right? So we're trying to use the Azure Board Manager, this particular one. And this is where we're having the error last week, where it was throwing some freaking error. Now, it happens that there is currently a known issue or known bug where if you try to do it for the first time, it doesn't work. You do it the second time and work. So so last week we were just doing the first time, and we didn't repeat it, right? So yes, IoT goodness clean. So today we're going to see how that works. So I'm going to do Control Shift P on the keyboard. I should have activated my keystroke so you see what I'm doing. And then if you do the board manager, right, you will get this error here, that command Arduino show board not found, right? This is the first time we're doing it. Now I'll click OK, and I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to do the board manager, and guess what? See, board manager is running. Right now, board manager, it's crazy. After the show, we had to drill through, do a lot of stuff. Now, so if you want to set it up in here, all we needed to do was to look for, just type AZ, and then like you can see, it's already installed version 2.0 for the dev kit, right? So you yes, he's late. So you can see that now, if I want to use from this point on, if I want to use Arduino, the Arduino IDE to program it, I can equally do it here, right? Using the Arduino IDE. That's fine. However, we realized that, setting it up, looking at the code can be a bit, daunting or crazy. So right now, I've not connected it to the board yet. It's just the IDE. So I can go ahead and start developing. Now, if you are also familiar with, how do you call it? With platform.io. Where is my platform.io? There you go. So platform.io is also another very, very good tool that allows you to technically build, firmware, or let's say IoT embedded, applications. Quite interesting, quite good. However, now today I'm going to share with you a tool that will make the development a lot easier right within the Visual Studio Code context. So like I was saying, my team has been hard at work, and where is the confetti? Let's go and give a shout out to I should have put their picture in there. So shout out to the AfriLogic team, Elliot, Arnold, Selma also did the testing. You deserve a confetti, so this is for you. Yay, for doing a very very good job. So we've actually come up with a Visual Studio Code extension, and this extension is going to make it easy for you to set up a project on the board. And then we've actually provided, interestingly, we provided, I think, 3 examples that you can easily scaffold on your MXChip and play with it, right? So you can look at how it works. We can go through the code. I went through the process. So today on this show, as part of setting the environment, I'm going to show you how to use that tool, and then we'll walk through the code. And I expect that after today's episode, you all would go set it up and try your hands on it, right? So without much ado, let's get into it. And don't forget, anytime we're doing, if you have any questions, you can just pop it. You can pop the question. Prince join. Okay, you can just pop the question in the chat, and I'll try to answer that for you. All right. Okay. So the extension. I know, right? So first of all, you need there's some requirements, right? Ensure that you have your Arduino IDE thing installed. If you have CMake, that's fine. If you have Termite, that's fine. But the extension is going to, do that literally for you. So let's go to it. So if you have Visual Studio, you know that you can find extensions here. Don't worry. I'm going to I was going to do some very big reveal, but it looks like okay, downloading some templates, doing stuff. There's some update happening then, don't worry. I'll just wait for the update to finish. Let me quickly close this so people don't see too much. Yes, but I can see the thing running already. So today we are going to use our first Visual Studio Code extension, which we've done for the MXChip. Apologies, let me tighten this very well. All right. Okay, there we go. Cool. So we're gonna go through that. Okay, I think it's done, right? All right. So in your Visual Studio, actually, let's see. Oh, you're not seeing the screen. That's true. Desk. All right. So we are here in Visual Studio, right? And like I was saying, there's also a tool called platform.io. There's the device manager, but platform.io here allows you to also build stuff. But if you go to Visual Studio Code, right, today, and you go to your extensions, right, go in here and just two things. You can either type just MXChip, right? When you type MXChip, this is the extension is going to come up, right? Isn't this nice? So ladies and gentlemen, officially we've launched and introduced to you the MXChip AZ13662 toolbox, right? Which I think, deserves some commendation. So Elliot, Arnold, and all the people at Afrologic Selma who have, worked tirelessly to get this. Now, we're still, adding stuff to it. The goal for this extension in Visual Studio Code is to make it easy for you to scaffold and develop applications using the MXChip, right? So it takes care of the, building the files, and it will automatically, deploy the file onto your MXChip, and then you can just write your code and make changes. As of today, we've literally just put a few examples in there, not too much. So as you can see, neatly done. And I want to give credit to the original project which we built on top of. And please, if you watch IoT Tuesday and you want to get ready for the MXChip Road Tour, please make sure that you are downloading this extension into your environment, right? And into Visual Studio Code, and get ready to use it, right? We want to see more stars, use it, give us feedback, tell us, if something is broken, tell us, we'll fix it. If you're also interested in contributing, that'll be fine. Currently, we're only using the C++ side of things. There's the Python, there's the .NET Nano side, which we are working on, right? So currently, it does the scaffolding for you. It gives you some example project, and then it has the easy driver installation. So if all the drivers and all the stuff you need to run it, it would give it to you. We have 5 examples, which is using the buttons, a Dino game, a ping pong game, and then being able to connect IoT hub used for telemetry. Now, we are planning to release in the upcoming one. We are planning to release, let me go to the roadmap to show you this. So for the roadmap, we are planning to do the Node-RED integration, the Azure Event Grid integration, the .NET Nano integration, other MQTT stuff, right? Now, there are some known issues we want to draw your attention to, right? Which is initially, as of now, we've only released this for Windows. We are working actively to get Linux, iOS, and all the other languages supported. Right now, it's just Visual Studio Code on Windows that the extension is for. We're working on other platforms as well. And then in Windows, you might have some part limitations. But as you can see, for that part limitation in Windows, if you want to add it to your, because sometimes you're adding applications and it tells you, hey, the length for your application is probably like too long because you have a lot of SDKs and libraries installed. But we have steps here for you to alleviate that. Now we're also trying to add more content to it in terms of maybe GIFs, images for you to do. And like I mentioned, big ups to the repo Microsoft Learn tutorial for MXChip. We picked on that, we built on it, and we build extension around that as well. So we thank them for that. And obviously you can always, feel free to join and contribute. So today, we're going to see how to set up this cool tool, right? If you've not, it's quite simple to use, and I'll show you how that is. So for the sake of showing you how this works, I'm going to uninstall it. And yes, uninstall. So like I said, if you come to your Visual Studio extensions, let's actually close this. So you open Visual Studio, you come to extensions, and then you just type MXChip. And then when you type MXChip, this will be the first, I think it's the only extension in Visual Studio Code. So you see it there, and then you hit the install button, right? So hit the install button. And like I said, don't forget the prerequisite, right? If you go down to the prerequisite, and that's it, it's installed. Quite simple, quite fast. Now, if you look at the prerequisite, which I was mentioning, was that you need to make sure that you enable remote sign, all right? Or you need to run this in PowerShell, just to make sure that the scripts that we are running will get access to run, these scripts to set up your environment for you, which is quite simple to do. So I'm going to walk through the process. So I need to start my PowerShell and then run this command. So I'm going to copy the command. I think I've already run that, but I'm going to show you. So this is the command: set execution policy --executive policy remote sign. So we're going to set this up, and then we'll go through the process of and you see that what you're going to appreciate about this is that we've made it easy as just calling the Visual Studio Code command and then just selecting it. So we'll first create a new project, and then once it's done, we will run the install drivers, and then we'll install the drivers, and then when we are done, we'll connect. We're going to make sure that we've connected to our board, and then we'll run the upload. So first things first, after you have the extension installed, right, as you can see here, we'll go ahead and let's open PowerShell. Right, so open PowerShell and then run PowerShell as an administrator, right? So in PowerShell, go ahead and run it as an administrator. Where is that? So let's go to PowerShell. Run as administrator. Yes. And then when PowerShell opens, right, you just run this. So there you go. And then you select yes. And that's it. It's done, and we're done with PowerShell. Now to the fun stuff. Now, once you've done that, it's literally brought in all the good things or the goodness for the MXChip toolbox. So you can do Control-Shift-P if you're doing Visual Studio Code, and then you just type MXChip, and then you can see. So this is all the stuff we have for you in the current version of the extension, right? So we're going to start with create new MXChip AZ13. Now the create new MXChip, this one is kind of like the scaffold, right? That's like the hello world. Maybe we'll change the naming to make it easy. So just suggest all these things. So that's like the hello world version of it. So when you do this, This literally just scaffolds the application and creates a very basic hello world, right, for you. So that's what we're going to use. And if we go to the bench, as you can see, there's nothing in there already, and I'll be switching between the bench and this to show you how this works. So let's go back to the desk. So Control-Shift-P, and then you do MXChip, and we'll do create new MXChip AZ project. And it's going to ask you where you want to create the project. So I'll just go to D, and then I want to put it here, IoT Tuesday code, and I'll create a new folder here and say, let's say MXChip _ project, right? So I'll just select this folder and say select folder. This is where I want you to scaffold. Now, take a look at this. If you look down here, you know, just like any VS Code, it's doing everything for you in the background, downloading the template, setting up all the good stuff. You know, it's doing it for you. And all you need to do is, you know, you can either grab a, you know, a drink, a beer, coffee, whatever you want, whatever you want to drink, you can drink and wait for it to set it up for you. Yeah, you can just wait for it to set it up, and there you go. So once this is done, right, and when it's done, you can see this. Let me do this. It gives you the option, right, to whether you want to open it in a new window, in the current window. It gives you the opportunity, you know, to do that. I'll open it in a new window, and then we can see everything that has been scaffolded, right? So let's go here. Okay, it's pretty much scaffolded. I'm just going to go into that window and then open it, right? So let me quickly just close this and open this. Just give me a sec. I know where that went. So let's go. Now, if I had clicked on it, it would have automatically done that for me. I didn't click it, so I'm just happening to go back to it. IoT Tuesday. Yeah, we have IoT Tuesday code MXChip project, and this is it, right? So in here, I'm going to copy this, come here, we'll just do D, and let's see, let's do this. Don't worry about that. It's just okay. There you go. This is not how this is not how it looks like, so don't feel what's it saying? Okay, CD. Actually, I can just do this here and open this here, or I can actually just do this here, code dot, and then let's open it with Visual Studio Code just once, right? And there we go. So let's go here. Yeah, so for the first time, it would ask you whether you trust that location. You can trust it, that's fine. But let's just go ahead and open a folder. And I will go here and code. Sorry, IoT Tuesday. We'll go to code and MXChip project, and we'll select this project, right? Now, if you, like I mentioned, if you, there you go. So this is the message. If you run it the first time, it would ask you whether you trust. Just trust this and you are fine, right? So I'm going to trust and say yes. And that's it. So technically, you see, it's scaffolded it very beautiful. Now, most of the time, you don't need to stress about all these things. Where we are working on the version, you know, the subsequent versions of it will do a more cleanup. You don't have to stress yourself with the things you don't need to see. But what you need to worry about, or not worry, what you need to consider or take a look at is the MXChip folder. You know, in the MXChip folder, your app folder, right? This is where all the action is, right? In this folder, this is what you need to worry about, and in particular this particular file here, the main file, because that is where all the scaffold and all that is done. So as you can see, step one is done. Very easy. We've scaffolded the application, right? It created the application for us, and then we've opened the application. There's nothing crazy about it. Now that we've scaffolded the application, you need to now install any drivers, right? And when I say any drivers, I'm talking about you need to have CMake, Azure IoT, right? You need to install these two. So to easily do that is the same thing. Control-Shift-P, you type MXChip, right? And then you come to install drivers, right? This one. And you just do install drivers, okay? So I'm going to do this, even though I've already done it, it's installed. I just want to show, if you run it, let's install it. And again, you see down there that it says Windows installing drivers, please wait. So you see, yep, it's verifying software supplied by ARM. I'll say yes. It's going to go through the process of installing CMake and installing Termite, right? These are two files that allow us to build build your firmware and then deploy onto it. Now, all this we are automating for you. This would have been steps you manually have to do. Okay, you manually have to do these steps if you were just going by the normal documentation for the MXChip, and which sometimes could be daunting. So you see, so CMake is installing CMake. Even, it's just going to check, run through it, and just make sure that I have CMake installed, I have Azure IoT installed. So you see, because I had already installed it, it's removing that old version and giving me a newer version. That's fine. We'll just go ahead, removing all the older versions of the application. So it would do this for you automatically. So instead of you having to go download CMake, run it, do all that, we've automated the whole process into an extension. An extension helps you to do that. Now, as part of how do you call it, the process, we mentioned that you need to ensure that CMake is in your path directory, right? Just to make sure that when you compile and you run, it's able to build the application. It knows when it runs the command, the system knows where to pick the CMake command from, right? That's the reason. So it's running. We'll just wait for it to do the driver installation, and once that is done, I'll just go make sure that I can see it in the path, and I should be fine. Let's go. So, I mean, I already had it. I didn't have to run it, but for the sakes of showing you people that it works, I'll just go ahead. I just went ahead to show you how this also works. So we'll go, and there you go. And yes, so Termite, the same thing. So CMake is done. And as you can see from here, let me show you this. So currently, success, all the installation packages, everything is done, right? So cool. So at this point, we are ready to go. But as the extension mentioned, right, we need to ensure that MXChip. So if you look at the steps, so this is it. Let's go here. So we did this, we set it. We did the yes, we run the create project, scaffolded it. We now run the install drivers is done. So this is what I was saying, that the interesting part is just to make sure that, in the environmental variable path, our CMake is there. so that when you run the code, it will find and know how to run it. So to test this, I will just open my terminal and I'll try CMake. So at least I can find CMake. So CMake. Yeah, so CMake is there. Right now, if you don't know how to do it, if you click on your Windows thing and then you just type an environmental variable, and then you can see edit systems environmental variable. This is going to pop up, and just go to, on that page, go down and click on the environmental variable button, right? So if you click this, now a little education in here, there are two parts to the environmental variable side. This, the one at the top here, right? This is the user variable. Now, these are environmental variables that are accessible by the current logged in user, right? So the current logged in user, anything that is in the path, it means that it's easily, you can, once you're logged in with this user, you can access it. If you want it to be a system-wide path, that entire system, every application or user has access to it, you need to update it in the systems variable. Don't forget that. Really important notice, right? So in there, I can go look for path, and I just click on path. It should add it somewhere. So let's go. Where is CMake? There you go. So you can see, if you look at it, mine is set there. C program files 86 CMake bin. It is there. So if yours is not there, this is how you go and make sure it's there. Just add it, right? So now my application knows how to, you know, if I say CMake, or if our extension is running a CMake command, our system knows how to handle it. So pretty much that is it. That's how you do. And now once you are in the application, again, what you do is Control-Shift-P, or you can run F1, and then you type MXChip. You just do upload project. Yeah, so upload project. So 3 steps. Step 1, create new MXChip AZ. I think we should change the name. We should just say maybe we can call it MXChip. We can just say initialize or scaffold something. Guys, let's figure a very cool name for that, because the toolkit is already for an MXChip. So maybe taking this out, so maybe you can just say create or scaffold new project. I think let's do that. So yeah, so let's get rid of this. So as you, well, the next time you see an update, you see that will be changed. So the first part is create a new project. The second part is install the library, right? There you go, this one. Install the library. Actually, let's do this, erase. So this is the first one, this is the second one, and then once you are done, the third one, which is what? Upload the project. So before you do the third one, right, before you upload the project, you need to make sure you've connected your MX, right? You've connected to the computer and ready to do the upload. So let's go to the bench. So this is it. I'm connecting it here. There you go. So as you can see, once you've connected it, hold on guys, I don't think you're seeing the, I'm letting yes, yeah, that's the whole point, you know, that's the whole point. We want you to share, that is the whole point. We want you to learn. Okay, so give me a sec guys. Bench come again. I've connected it, but hold on, let me see something. Let's go ahead. Give me a sec guys. I'm going to deactivate and activate the camera again. It seems to, there you go. All right. Ah, the zoom worked. Yeah, sweet. There you go. So currently, as you can see, I need my pencil, my special pencil. So if you look closely, there's nothing on the screen. And then on this side, on this side where the LEDs are, there's a Wi-Fi LED, there is the Azure LED, and there's the user LED. So these are 3 LEDs that you can control on the board, right? So I just did a scaffold new project. So now the third part is to now upload it onto it. Now remember that anytime you connect the MXChip, it's going to show as like a regular drive. All right. So let's go back to the desk. Let me close this and bring back my Visual Studio. I can close this now. So here, once within it, I will just do Ctrl+Shift+P again, and then I'll do upload project. Fingers crossed. Oh, it says CMake is not recognized as an internal. Okay, so this sometimes happens. So it's telling me that it can't find my CMake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close Visual Studio, right? I'm going to close Visual Studio and reopen Visual Studio. So let's do this. Now, if you encounter this, yeah, that is one fix. That's one of the fix, because we're still, like I said, we're still fine tuning it. And let's try again. If you do that and it doesn't work, we have another workaround. But trust me, we are working on it. We're trying to fix this. We know about it, so we're trying to fix it. So I'm closing and starting it again. So Ctrl+Shift+P again. I'll run the MXChip upload, and then look at that. So it's running. Windows is building and uploading your firmware. Let me actually shift myself to the left somewhere so that you can see. You see that it's saying Windows is building. There you go. So bring this here. So Windows is building and uploading the firmware. So all this is being done for me automatically, thanks to the hard work of, Arnold and the team and the people at AfriLogic Solution, who say, hey, we want to make this fun and interesting. So yeah, that is it. So right now, just relax, get a cup of coffee, and one thing is, let me take you to the bench, right? And just be looking at what's happening. So we've connected it, and at this point, producer has joined the stream from Instagram. Producer, they say they like your HL, so it's like I'm keeping it for the show. So you realize that as of now, there's nothing here. The lights are just normal, right? Now, if we just use the initial one we did, which connected to the Wi-Fi, you would have been seeing it cycling through temperature, humidity, and all the fun stuff. We'll just be cycling through that, right? But like I mentioned, the creator project is just going to scaffold a Hello World, an IoT Hello World project for you. Oh, it says that target distribution undefined, set outdoors base. Hey, this is new. Okay, let's see. Let's see. We're going to try that again, right? Let's try that again. So Ctrl+Shift+P, and let's upload. Let's have it run again. And it's just going to scaffold. It's not going to scaffold. It's going to build the application and put it right onto your how do you call it, into the MXChip. So let's just wait for it. Now, whilst that's happening, let me take you through some of the files that are helping you to do it. So this is the upload file, right? So it's going through setting all this stuff, and this is part of the extension doing its work in trying to run that for you. So once it's done, it tells you it successfully uploaded it. If there's an issue, it will tell you. And then we also have a few of the stuff in the tools. So if you look at the tools, we have the get to chain, right, which is the script that is pulling up. So I mean, it's open source in a which way. So you can, if you are interested in learning how to build extensions, just go, look at it as well. But for the purposes of our IoT stuff, I don't need you to stress on, don't stress so much on the other stuff. Just focus on it. And whilst it's building, because we've already scaffolded it, let's go through the folder and see what we're scaffolding. So ideally, this is it. And you're looking into the app folder, and this is the main file, right? All these other files you're seeing. Oh, sorry. I'm actually I'm actually showing you the and you guys are not saying anything. Let's see. Engineering team. Let's go to the desk, and we seem to have a new error. Let's see. Yes, I noticed I was sharing. I noticed that I was sharing there. So this is what we are getting, which is new. Target distribution undefined, settings default, RTOS base string, projects. Let's see make. Okay, I'm going to do this again. So like, sorry guys, I was trying, I thought I was sharing that with you, but so if you go through after the scaffolding, right, and we'll do the update right now. Oh, PowerShell services have closed. Sorry, I might probably have to rerun this again. Give me a sec, guys. Let me rerun Visual Studio again. This is new. Let me go ahead and pum. Let me run this. There we go. Yes. I'm just trying to eliminate. All right. So let me walk you through the scaffold. Like I mentioned that once the application is scaffolded and running fine, don't stress yourself with all these other things. We're doing a cleanup to make it much easier. However, this is where you need to look at the MXChip AZ3166 folder, right? That is what you need to look at. Even in that folder, right? Even in this particular folder, where you need to be paying attention to is this app folder, because that is where we scaffolded. We've scaffolded everything, into. So let's open that up so you can see before we do that. So let's see. And even in this, as you can see, all the other stuff that are needed, all the other stuff that is needed to deploy the application is in here. So you have stuff dealing with booting, the board initialization, console screen that allows you to, put things on the OLED. And then, but this here, this is the magic sauce. Well, this is your main code. So this is where you write the main application for your screen. Sorry, your MX chip. So if you look at this for the scaffold, so when you do if you do Ctrl+Shift+P and then you do create a new project, this is what we scaffold for you, right? So quite easy. We're just walking through initializing let me just go through this. Initializing the board, setting, putting IoT Tuesday on the screen, and then pretty much going through it and cycling through the lights. So this is like a very basic hello world in IoT. So if you're going to develop any application using the libraries, if you use the create new application, it will scaffold it for you, and then you can start to develop and write, your application. So let's go ahead and let me try the build again. Hopefully, after setting this up, it works. Else, we'll have to do that manually. But I believe what error is this? Says that. How would you like to configure IntelliSense for this folder? Oh no, don't worry about that. So let's go. Keep fingers crossed. Let's try this again. MXChip upload. Gods of demo day. I tell you, we did this. We tested it. It was working fine. It was Dino game on it. It was looking good. So hey, let's hope that it doesn't disappoint us. Yeah, but so far, any questions on this? Any questions on setting up the extension? It's scaffolded, done all the cool stuff. So let's see. Unless, of course, because yesterday when I did it, I didn't use an extended cable and the cable could be misbehaving. But hey, that should not be a problem. So that should not be a problem. Let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. I'm sure by the end of the show the team would push an update to all the contributions and things that we are mentioning, so that by the time people download it more, those little issues would have been resolved. Let's see. Okay. Whilst we wait for okay, we're just waiting for it to build. Okay, looks like it's saying this is new, guys. This is new. Okay, I think I should try and run it normally. Just give a sec. Let's see. Let me see something. I guess I'll probably have to run it normally in the let's see this, and then maybe we can run it separately. Okay, I'm gonna try running this in here. Okay, so okay, that's fine. Or let's do this. Okay, let's try this again. So I'm going to close this, but please be mindful of this. I want to run this. Be mindful of, you see the content of the main.cs file, right? Which you just see basically it is printing IoT Tuesday and then cycling through the light, right? Turning it on and turning it off. This is for if you do a create new project. Now let's go ahead. I'm messing something up here. Sorry guys. Yeah, let's bring it here. There you go. Make you see it well. All right, so I'm going to now, let's try to deploy the Dino one, right? Very simple. The same process, right? So let me just take this out. Actually, I have a hunch, right? Give me a sec. Let me do something. I'm taking it out. I just want to confirm that it's not my USB misbehaving, because that's not. But before then, so I just connected the MXChip to a different USB port. And let's go ahead, Control-Shift-P, and let's do the upload again quickly. If it doesn't work that way, then I'll just cycle it through. Now, we'll try the Dino one instead, because I want to show you that, yeah, we put a lot of work in making this seamless, so you don't have to stress running CMake, all these things, doing all this crazy stuff. So let's see if this doesn't, I'll just go ahead and try to deploy the Dino application as well. And then, but yes, another thing we want to do is that we are also going to put the extension and the starter codes on Azure Jumpstart Arc drops, which is kind of like a new repository that Microsoft has created specifically for a lot of the stuff on IoT, Arc, stuff, edge level IoT, different stuff, where you can just go in and just download and get up to speed running some of this and testing out some of the Azure services and Azure products as well. So yeah, so if this doesn't well, then I know that it's a bug that probably happened that we need to fix. But if the new one doesn't, we'll try the Dino one. You can see how easy the the extension is to use. So the same thing, I'll use the Control-Shift-P, use a Dino example, and then we'll do another upload and see that. Okay. That should be, I think yesterday, another thing. So there's a suggestion about my folder path. Okay, so the error is there again. So yesterday we tried it in the same kind of like in the same path. So let's try this. I'm going to do the Dino one. So Control-Shift-P, and this time around you do MXChip, and here Dino game, right? So I'm going to do the MXChip example Dino game, right? So Control-Shift-P, MXChip, and then let's do the Dino game. All right, so where are we going to put it? So we're going to put it in the root folder, right, which is the MXChip project. So I'm just going to select this, and then it's also going to scaffold it, into that directory. Okay. I'll probably listen to. There's a suggestion that I should move the directory to the desktop. I mean, I can do that. I can create a new directory on the desktop and then use that. But let's just try. Let's work on this first. We still have 7 minutes. Wow, see the way the time flies when you're into it. The extension has to work. Okay, so I'm going to open it in a new window this time around. Saving. Okay, so I'm going to open it in a new window. You can see that it's scaffolded it. Very nice. I don't think we need to do any drivers again because we've already done that. And I'm going to do the Control-Shift-P again and do upload project, making sure that the how do you call it? Making sure that my MXChip is connected to it. So I don't want to see this. Some status bar have now moved to. Oh yeah, that's fine. I don't want to show me. Okay, so it's uploading now. If this doesn't work, then I would probably have to move. I'll try the folder thing. And if the folder thing works, then we need to update the extension to work irrespective of all the folders. I mean, that's just what I can think of. But then the developers are talking. No. It's so this is again. Remember, would you like to configure project Dino game? Where it's building and uploading. I don't want to. Yeah, the developers are talking. They know what they're talking about. Yeah, but so far, comment, questions. Eloquent, have you already downloaded? Have you installed the extension? Are you trying it? And yeah, don't worry, we're taking notes. You see, we need you guys to download and test it and give us feedback on some of these things you're finding. And then if that, as you are reporting these issues to us, we're also fixing and making the extension better, right? So just waiting for us to work. Let's see if the hunch of the developers is right to change the folder. Ideally, the way we're designing the extension is to ensure that irrespective of where you put the folder, the extension should be able to, the scaffolding you see is fine. It's scaffolding the application, is doing all that. But the build is where I believe there is probably running into some permission issues, but we'll solve that. So all I'm saying is that if irrespective of where you've scaffolded the application, the folder, we want the extension to be easily used and not have a lot of restrictions. So when we see some of these things, to the ordinary person, hey, thank you so much very much for joining us. So, to the ordinary person, this seems like, there's an error. But to us, in developing the extensions and making it better, how, in making the extension better, it's good for us to see these things and then fix them and make the extension better. The extension is like a day old. The extension is like a day old. So yeah, don't worry. So yeah, look at this. Look at that. do you see that? So it deployed the Dino game. I knew it. Guys, your new project has issues. Now, let's go to, let me show you something. See this. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bench. All right, let me change this real quick, and we're gonna go to the workbench. I'm going to change. Sorry, guys. I'm going to quickly connect this here so you can see it. I disconnected it because I thought. Now check this out. Look at that. Game over. So it literally set up the Dino game on it. Let me turn it this way. So if you see that. So you need to use the B button to jump, and then if it hits you, game over. So I'm literally running a game, the Dino game on an MXChip. Oh no. Okay, so you can press the B button to restart it. Run this again, run this again, run this again, run this again, run this again. So look at that. Isn't that cool? So yes, that is it. That's exciting. So that is the oh, they can use a solution in the known issues. Yes, they can use that. Okay, so that is the Dino game, right? Let's go back to the desk, right? I'm going to do one more, and before we go, what's the time? Oh, we have 2 minutes. Okay, I'll try to do this before we go. So, if you look at this, right, I want to share with you the code so you see that. So in the same way, MXChip, Steven Brahma, hey Brahma, what's up? Thanks for joining. The action is happening on YouTube. You know, we're doing some freaky fun stuff with this interesting IoT board that does amazing stuff. So, all right. So, if you look at the app, and here, let's actually open the main. So guys, don't freak out about the code, right? But as you can see now, this is the code base, right? This is the code base for the Dino game, right? It's a little about not too many lines of code. Just about 217 lines of code. Just all right. All right. So let's try I'm going to try one more thing, and so you can see how easy it is to use the extension. So again, Control-Shift-P, and then we'll do MXChip, and we'll do the ping pong, right? I'm going to do the ping pong example. So I select the ping pong, and I'm going to put it in the root folder again. Make sure you put it in your root folder. Select that, and it's going to download the template, and then we'll do another one. Once it's done, we'll just go ahead and do the upload, and then hopefully that works. So interesting. Now you don't need to. So at this point, we've set it up for you. So anytime, so here's the case. So anytime once you scaffold using the create new project, right? You go into the main file, your main.c file. You do all your changes. If you want to deploy it, it's as simple as doing MXChip, Control-Shift-P, MXChip upload. It will build your changes and upload it. Build a change and upload. So anytime you make a change to the code base, that's what you do. And like I said, the extension is just a day old. All right, so this has been done. We'll open it in a new window. Let's go here. Again, just to inspect it, you can go to the MXChip, the AZ, you go to app, and then you can see the main. And here, this is the ping pong code as well. So this is just us giving you very basic examples, right? So if you want to do the telemetry, just do the telemetry example. So here it is, as you can see. Yep. So to deploy this, we'll just go ahead again and do Control-Shift-P or F1. Do MXChip and then upload. There you go. Again, you just wait for it to, build the changes you've done, set them up, and then upload it, and then you can see it on. So whilst that's happening, I hope it will not mess up. But currently, if you look here, the last thing that was deployed was a Dino game, and all you can see is game over. Let me bring it here. Yeah, what you can see is game over. There, I rewatch again. And then, so once the deployment, the upload happens successfully, you should see that this will change, and then it will just start showing the Dino game. Sorry, the ping pong on it. Yes. Awesome. Eliclim, that's good to know. So yeah, we're just waiting for let's do Dex and Bench. So we are waiting for the code to build and upload onto the kit, and when that happens, we are going to see that it's going to change from the game over that is there, and you're going to see a ping pong thing. It doesn't mean that it should do a ping. This is just, this is just us, helping with it. So let's just get this going. Yes, you should. Eliclim, you should. And because you already have an MX chip, you should be yes. And then if with a ping pong too, as you are playing, if you press the B button, right, you realize that the game speed increases. If you press the B button, the game speed will increase. So yes. Let me let me stop my camera from following me. Yeah, stay there. Okay, so in Visual Studio Code, your bottom right corner, you can see that the application is building and uploading. Once that is done, you should see from the bench that the thing changes. So that is it. It's taking some time. So wow. All right, looks like we are pressed for time. So that is all time would allow us to do today. I hope you found the session useful. I hope it was instructive enough. I hope you go and download the extension, try it out, and give us all the recommendations, right? Give us the feedback, give us all the stuff that we need to know about the extension. If there's any issue, there's an error, you encountered something, please let us know, so that we can continue to fix it and make it better, right? This has been yours truly, Samuel Adrani, bringing you another episode of IoT Tuesday. I appreciate your time, and like I say, please, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Go subscribe. You like the channel, share it, hit the notification bell so that anytime we go live, you see us. You can reach me on any of my social media handles. We do this every Tuesday. We do other stuff on Friday, and we try to do stuff on Sunday as well. So, as I always say, let's make the world a better place through technology. I've brought you another episode. I'm out, and I'll catch you next week. Be safe.